Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing?
Very good.
Good, good. First of all, I want to thank Queens County Republican Party for giving me this honor, and Hemant Shah to really, I really want to thank you, Hemant, for giving me this honor, recognizing me, and appreciate your kind words. Hemant has actually revealed my two of hobbies. One is telling jokes and singing. So I have to do some justification, right? So I'm going to start with a joke, small joke. So at least, you guys are eating and you can have a little fun also together. White House fence broke. So the contracting officer had to take 3 quotes to fix the fence. So the guy comes from Florida. He comes from Florida, he takes out his measuring tape and he measures everything and he calculates everything and he gives a quote of $900. So why $900? Okay, $500 for material, $300 for labor, $100 for me. Fine. The guy from Tennessee comes, does the same thing, does his measuring tape, measures the job, calculates everything in a calculator and comes back with $700 quote. Why 700? 400 for material, 200 for labor, 100 for me. The guy from New York comes. Without measuring anything, he said $2,700. The contracting officer went crazy. What the hell are you doing? You didn't even measure the job. The guy says, 1,000 for you, 1,000 for me, and we'll get the job done from Tennessee guy. I know I can go on for a long time, but I don't think you have time right now. How many minutes you have? 2 hours? Anyway, let me rewind myself a little bit. September 13th, 1978. September 13, 1978, Air India flight AI-101 landed at JFK Airport. A young man weighing 95 pounds with a luggage of 130 pounds came down. And that was me. After a few more pounds and less hair. Anyway, so I came in 1978, September 13th, and obviously my flight was late, so they had, airline had given me a stay, overnight stay, because I missed my connecting flight to Washington, D.C. That's what my final destination was. So they gave me a one-night stay over at near JFK Airport, the place called Riviera Inn. Obviously, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat, fish, or chicken from my birth. For my religion also, I'm Jain, as Hemant said. So, I went into the hotel and, I stayed over there. And next day morning, I had to pick up my flight to Washington, D.C. Now, the airline had given me a pass for breakfast. So I go there, downstairs, in the cafeteria, and I look at the menu. Because see, some of the things that we get here, I never heard of those names. I have to always worry about there will be a meat in some of these items. So when I look at hash brown, wow, has to have a meat in there. When I look at waffle, never heard of all of those words. And finally I saw orange juice. I thought, this is the safest thing. So I drank orange juice anyway. So I came in and then obviously, I worked for a few of the companies. I worked for NASA project. I worked for United Space Boosters. I worked for many of the state government welfare projects. And finally I started my company in 1986, 26 years ago. I started my company from one of my bedrooms. And after a couple of years, I moved into a real office, 500 square feet. That's where the challenge started. And the biggest challenge that I ever faced was hiring a secretary. My secretaries lasted from 4 hours to 2 weeks. That's it, because every time I advertise in Penny Saver and I interview all these people and they come in and they come 9 o'clock, they report to duty, And 12 o'clock they said, I'm going for lunch, and they never come back. And you know what, I don't blame them because there was nothing to do in the office. It was all outgoing calls, nothing was incoming. So all they have to do is look at my pretty face. You don't need to laugh, I had a lot of hair at that time. Anyway, so, after that, I had, obviously, after a few bumps in there, and then I got settled with a perfect woman who stayed there for a long time with me for 7-8 years. And then from there, in that place, 500 square feet, I added a few more, 250 more square feet, added a few more contracts. We got contracts with the school districts, and, by persistence and aggressiveness worked for me. I tell you one thing I remember, I always say this thing because I remember this very well, that I knew that, I did business with government, a lot of government agencies, like, federal, state, we still do actually, federal, state, county government, a lot of, city and all that. So I knew that Piccadilly Arsenal had some work for me, they had some money for me. Okay, so basically what I did is, there was a colonel named Mr. Goldsmith. And I know that he's not going to pick up my phone. So when I say that, they said, the secretary goes there, who's speaking? I said, R like Robert, A like Apple, J like John. And they remember Robert, Apple, and John. They don't remember my name. But, obviously, first I started calling them every week. Then I started calling them every day. Every day in the morning, Mr. Goldsmith. And finally he came on the phone, and finally he gave me an appointment. I got some work. So persistence and aggressiveness does work. And after that, we moved into a bigger location in Belleville, and over there also we stayed for a few years. And now we own a 14,000 square feet building in Plainview, Long Island. That's our own building where we are there for like almost 13 years. And we became the fastest growing company in Long Island for 2 years in a row. We also became twice Inc. 500 company, which is 500 fastest growing privately held company in America, as well as top 10 Asian American companies in New York, twice actually. So we got a lot of recognition, and obviously, the whole credit goes to our Infosys team here, which we call Infosys families, like table number 13 over there. So thank you so much for all of your hard work. And I want to tell you one thing, that no matter what is the color of your skin, no matter what name you have, no matter what language you speak, no matter what religion you are from, and no matter what gender you are, you can be successful if you're determined from your heart. Failure is nothing but not trying enough. That's it. So you gotta try, keep trying. If you fail, doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean you can try again, and then one day you have to be successful. Before, I know that similar story which I just described you has happened many times in the past. It's happening as we speak now, and it's going to happen in the future, because this is the land of opportunity, where people come with dream and they make it happen here. As my previous speaker, the keynote speaker said, that people look for here to come here. Nobody wants to go other places. They want to come here. Everybody wants to come here. Okay. Now, before I end myself, I just want to tell you one more thing, that I have my own TV show, and that is my public service actually, that I want to help my community. And I was like, I always help people, and I was like thinking about how can I help a lot more people than normally. When you meet somebody, you help 1, 2, 5, 10 people. How can I help more people? And therefore, I started my TV show, talk show, where I bring elected officials, policymakers, heads of major organizations, and other dignitaries every Saturday morning. And our primary viewers, my show reaches almost approximately 1 million households, and all of the viewers are from people from South Asia. So every Saturday morning it comes, it's called Interviews That Matter, And again, the show can be also viewed on YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you search for Infosys International, you can find all my previous interviews. And I really thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate very much for listening. Thank you.